Good morning, second graders. It's Mrs. Jansen, and I hope you've had fun working with the clay and with our paper sculptures. And now we're going to start something that is just very different from what we have been doing the past couple of projects. We are going to be working on a warm and cool color um, city or village landscape on a river. And you can kind of see what this project is going to look like. We are going to be talking about warm and cool colors. We are going to be using our shapes and just hopefully having a lot of fun. So before we get started, the things that you are going to need for this project today, we will be doing this in two parts, would be this plain paper, white sheet of paper that I gave you, a ruler if you want, a pencil with an eraser or a separate eraser to go with it, and then possibly some photos. I will include some in the video of different houses, but you could look up a variety of house shapes if you want, or you can just use your imagination and have a lot of fun. So before we get started, collect all of your items and then we'll begin. Before we get started doing our drawing today, we want to look at the color wheel, and we won't be using our colors during this part of the lesson, but I want you to be thinking about this as we start it. The color wheel is divided in half. One half has yellow, orange, and red. Those would be what we call warm colors. On the other half, we have green, blue, and purple, and we refer to those as cool colors. Now, these two different color schemes are going to be the colors that we are going to use in our project. The last thing I want you to notice is the colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel. We call those complementary colors, blue and orange, green and red, yellow and purple. We will be talking about those later on next week as well. When we are working on our drawing, I want you to be thinking about all of your buildings that are going to be above the line, which will represent the river. Those are going to be those warm colors, yellow, orange, and red. And those below, which will look like a reflection, will be blue, green, and purple. And you can notice that we are going to use those opposite colors on the color wheel to do this. Before we start with the actual drawing part, I want you to look at these buildings to get ideas about the types of shapes that you're going to use to draw above on your river. You can use rectangles and triangles and little squares and vertical and horizontal lines and some fun little lines for trees. You can look up other drawings as well. Once you have all your supplies in place, we're going to start with our pencil and put in the basic lines to divide our warm colored houses and buildings on the top and our cool colored ones on the bottom. And we're going to put our cool colored ones on the bottom so it will look a little bit like a reflection in the water. So we're going to kind of do a wavy line that's going to divide our paper in half from top to bottom. And we're just going to sketch, and we will start from small to larger. You can use your ruler as well if you want. And we are just going to make a series of rectangles and triangles that fit in to make doors and windows. Whatever we do on the one side, we want to repeat that underneath the line. And that way it will look like a reflection. Just note that the little details that you put on the top, you do not need to put on the bottom, say the shingles or the window panes, just the basic shapes, because it is a reflection. As we move down the line, we will increase the size put a little, or some mini green, mini trees. And we'll just keep getting bigger. And it's okay if they get longer on this bottom part, because this is going to be like the river that it's on. So you can see what you need to do. You need to continue to fill houses and let them get larger as you continue down this line. You can add fences and trees and then create the same shapes and designs below as a reflection underneath your river. If you want to draw the top in first and then flip it over, you can go ahead and do that. But this project will take some time, so please don't rush. If you need to pause or take a break as you work and work on it over the next couple of days, that's a fine idea as well. This should be fun, and if you, like I said, if you're starting to get tired and you need a little bit of a break, go ahead and do that. Put on some good music and enjoy your time to draw. Okay, so you can see I have drawn in the basic shapes. I have more details on the top than on the bottom, but I have filled all the space all the way down. So just a summary of what you need to do this week is to draw all your buildings across that line that you put in, details on the top, and a repetition of those shapes on the bottom with less detail. You are only going to use your pencil to do this and nothing else. Take your time, erase things and fix things if you want to change it up a little bit. Include gates and trees and doors. If you need more ideas, feel free to look up pictures online of Dutch row houses or any other architecture that might be inspiration for your drawing. Enjoy your time drawing, and I look forward to seeing your projects finished and listed on Seesaw.